I want to talk about the shadow, this part of spiritual awakening that is not so pleasant or comfortable. Most of the time, not all the time. Things are always changing and fluctuating, especially as deeper layers and knots and delusions dissolve and you go lucid to what's really here. Pierce the veil, penetrate the illusion, and come home to here without the filters and layers of everything the me suit is throwing at you. The shadow is, it's a murky place. And in some ways, there's no way you can know what shadow work is going to feel like or be. Although many clear speakers have elucidated touch points on the path. But no one can say for certain exactly what it's going to feel like for the sense of you to unravel. And meeting your shadow is like meeting all the illusion and delusion, the me suit or separate sense of I, wrapped itself in to scaffold and reinforce a sense of I. And in some ways, it burns. It can be humiliating and excruciating at times. Because the me suit wants so badly for you to feel like there's nothing else but this. It's like when you put on virtual reality goggles, you forget you put the goggles on. It feels fused to you. It is the everything. That's what the me suit feels like. After an awakening is revealed, is recognized, after what's only here is felt, and sort of the me suit goes offline for a while, almost like it gets kicked down, and instead of getting right back up, it like needs to like lay there dead for a little bit, and then it comes back online. All of those delusions, illusions, often fixations, habits, often ways that you were perpetuating your own suffering, but you couldn't see it because you were blaming X person or Y situation, maybe work, a friend, a lover, your children, your house, your certain set of circumstances, perhaps your background, where you come from, what you look like, whatever opportunities, privileges, or traumas, or prejudices you've had to live out in this lifetime. When you can't hide out anymore in those justifications for illusory thought starting to running the show, then unraveling will start and shadow will start popping up. And it burns and is humiliating because it's the last thing you want to look at. It's painful. There's fear there. If it's fused with a sense of I, if the me suit has closed in, those goggles fused tight, it's perhaps the scariest thing of your life because it literally feels like it's you. So the shame, the trepidation, it's not embarrassment, it's like humiliation of having to see what behaviors or actions were sown on the backs of illusory thought is painful. For all of those who've had tastes of this, sitting and looking at what the illusory separate self has done and said and acted out, and especially if there's little sprinkles of trauma in your cupcake, how that's played out, and then needing to actually look at it and not being able to escape. I'm with you. I feel for you. I am you. Keep going. The burning is good. Don't stop. And love yourself. What does that mean, love yourself? Be gentle. Be tender. If you're like me, find humor and levity when you can. Maybe reach out to others who also are being disintegrated by life, by that which we are being deconstructed, taken apart, unraveled, so that you don't feel so damn alone. Because you're not. But in the me suit, you are. It's a separate, isolated sense of self, of existence, away from all of existence. That is suffering, to be what you are not and call it you. So back to the shadow. I've been working with patients a lot, and we're kind of finding out where they're sowing the seeds of their own suffering and pain. And of course, maybe they don't, maybe they don't. It's just echoing where I'm finding out where I'm sowing the seeds of suffering, my own pain, and where I have in the past. And I have great reverence for those loved ones, peopling what I call the world, who won't stop until I wake up fully. I mean, I bow down to that kind of honesty. That is love. And it's painful because the separate self, the me suit, may get knocked down for a little while, but it will get back up in the slipperiest ways. It will hide out. This me suit's personal favorite is reactivity, hiding out in reactivity. Of course, when you look at the Fetter model, Fetters 4 and 5, ill will and desire, pushing and pulling on life. It's, it's a great hiding place. Bravo, me suit. And it will reinvent itself again and again and again, so that you don't look at the thing that has closed in on you. Thoughts are self-reinforcing. Thoughts reinforce themselves. The me suit is self-reinforcing. It's not real. It is an illusion. But because of how it operates, it can be so tricky to identify, aha, the me has taken over again. And so reactivity is a flavor in which the shadow, it will play itself out. It will play itself out because if the me suit got really good at reciting a script of that which you are not, and you became fused with existence being that, living from the me suit and interacting with what we call the world, with objects coming at you and your little subject going along, it may feel like it takes again and again and again to finally see through that filter. Filter being, it feels like a suit on everything, right? But that's okay. Time is bendy. There is no time. There's no rush, and there's no, you've already made the grade. There's no score to get here. Doesn't matter how long it takes. Be right here, right now, with what shadow work is asking of you. And that's it. That's what I have to share today. The shadow will bring so much discomfort and pain, so much burning, because the me suit does not want to recognize itself. It wants to think this is life, this is existence, it's like the me is infused on everything, and it doesn't want to realize that infusion is a filter over what's actually here. And that's why it burns, because to fully sit with the delusion and the pain you've perpetuated and the behaviors that are unconscious, maybe linked to trauma, maybe just thoughts reinforcing themselves, reactivity, struggling, trying to assert your separate will that doesn't actually exist, all the discomfort. To actually come to and see that, oof, it's humble pie. It's humbling. It's demise. Game over. Done. It's done. And that's why the burning. I mean, death can feel painful or uncomfortable in some ways. But oh my Lord, it is liberating. Because it will reveal what's here. You can finally be here, only here. Some people call it presence. Without that me suit suffocating you and cutting you off from the heartbeat of existence. All right, so shout out to all my folks falling apart in the shadow. You're in good company. I happen to be in my daughter's room right now, and she recently got this little dragon, the softest little thing you ever seen. And I said, "Oh, what's your dragon's name?" She said, "Jasmine," which is what my mother named me in this lifetime. And then as I was sitting today thinking about the shadow, I thought, well, isn't that fitting? This is it. It's the shadow. Hello, I'm going to sit with you. I'm going to look even if it burns. Much aloha.